Perhaps he has a divine steed named Kif. Wait, do we get to level? Alright, we're definitely doing that. Alright, Jeff, you're staying straight, Ranger. Because this should be an easy level, right? I don't like that I've got 4 or 5 levels going. I think I made a mistake here. Where's my notes? Hey, Gampton. Yeah, I'm going to jump into PoE. I need something with a bit of a grind to it. I definitely want to keep persuasion up high. No, this is going to be my first venture into PoE. It's going to be fun. Who else is... Okay. I need to check something.
So many thoughts. So little time.
Alright, so... He's got knowledge world. Does anyone else? He's law religion, not law nature. She's knowledge world, knowledge arcana. So we could probably just not take the knowledge world points. Or are we going to not be taking knowledge world with her? No. We're not pushing her knowledge world. Right, so Jeff keeps knowledge world. You go law nature, law religion. Lindsay, is she doing both? Yeah, so he doesn't... Okay, so Jeff doesn't need the knowledge world points. Right, so that's the one we're going to dump. We're going to dump his law, his knowledge world points. Which we didn't... We unfortunately put a couple of points in there, but that's fine. So we're going to get his persuasion up, though. You want to build on his... What do you want to build on? Athletics and mobility? Yeah, I want to do athletics and mobility. Perception. Perception's a good one, but... Maybe if we get these ones up, we get an extra point in... Yeah, I did know that. Maybe. But we just don't need the coverage. Like, there's no point getting a 3 points in Knowledge Arcana because we've got character in the group that is going to be much higher in that. I think the... Getting away from characters without the opportunity of attack one's better. I'm gonna go rapid. Oh, you have to use it? No, it's not. It's point blank master. I got that one yet. We've already got that. And Boon Companion. I mean, it is listed up the top here as being a good one. I can see that being beneficial. There has to be... Why is there reasons I can't get? I need rapid shot from any shot. Yeah, I really don't want to focus on the companion. The utility there is a nice as an extra. Ranger style, huh? That's interesting. Yeah. I like the idea of the extra shots. The negative penalty's a bit of a pain. Because he already doesn't hit very well. Like... But... having an extra one... I think it's right on the cusp where even though we get an extra one, does that really help? Because the extra one's also rolling at -2, yeah? Although he's getting better. I think it's the way to go there. Yeah, that's the thing. And if we do a fight where he just always seems to suck, am I choosing another favorite enemy? Is that what's happening here? So that one has to be favorite enemy human. And this one could be any of them. If I take something like halflings, do I get an option for oh, I can. So basically where I'm picking another favorite enemy, then I'm choosing one of those to make +2 basically. Can you suggest undead? You can. In which case then what happens here? I choose either humans or undead to be like a level 2 favored. This is where meta knowledge of what's about to come in the next act would be good. You can tell me the best one to choose. Hey Cinefe, how you doing? What else has any resists? Like the undead are good ones to get because they've got damage. They've got the damage reduction, so it sort of like just counters against that. So now I have to choose out of those. I need to make one of them more favored. Let's go undead again on that one. So we can't turn that off? I can turn it off. Okay. Alright. Manage Arcanum world. I want to use magic device up. I want to put her stealth up. I do. Yeah, lingering performance is pretty good. The bonuses and penalties from your bardic performance continue for 2 rounds after you cease performing. Is it? Is it really? Because if combat's over, why do you care if your inspire courage still goes? I mean, obviously, if you're chain pulling, then you don't have to recast and you get a little bit of freebie. But other than that, although then you have to cast it in combat as a turn, whereas the whole point of putting it on is so that you don't have to use a turn doing it. You have 2 combat turns thanks to it. Yeah, but you're not in combat anymore. Like, that's it. Like, once you're out of combat, you get 2 combat turns of it to wear off while you're looting. Unless there's something like, that's why I don't like. There obviously has to be something else of why you'd take that, because that's how it reads to me. Is once you've stopped combat, we'll give your combat buff remains for free for 2 turns of non-combat time. I can now loot with Inspired Courage. You play it on turn 1, then you have 2 times. No, like you play it on before combat normally, and it stays on and doesn't count as your turn. But if I turn it off, I would have to actually use a turn to turn it back on. So either I'm misunderstanding something, or it's not actually good. I'd probably think I'm misunderstanding something, but like I said, I'm not understanding it, so I don't know what that is. I can put it off for a later pick when fights will be getting a bit messy. Yeah, but then what happens if the fight doesn't end because I turned it off too soon and we start missing? You know, like, it's a gamble. You turn it on for 1 turn. I see what you say. Like, you can turn it on for 2 turns and turn it off halfway through the fight and get the other 2 turns essentially for free, which is fine if the fights end after those 2 turns. So you can keep, yeah. Like, turn it, like if you're up against multiple enemies, turn it off once you get down to 1 enemy or something, and maybe get a few extra turns out of it. Okay, so boss enemies, so that it keeps going for like 2 turns after it runs out. That's also true. If you've only got 2 stacks of song left, you effectively get 4 stacks, so you can do another fight with it. Okay. Yeah, Deadly Shot. Like, I mean, she can take the same. We can take the same ones as we did with Ranger, but like, she really shouldn't be hitting with a. At level 13, it becomes Swift. Is that? Do I need Lingering Performance to do that? You use it turn 1? No, you use it before turn 1. Why would you want to use it on turn 1? You can use it before turn 1. I think if you're... I mean... No, it is. If you're using turn 1 to do something you can do before combat, you've wasted a turn. But Lingering is amazing. Yeah, but why? Why is it amazing? That's what I'm trying to work out, because it gives me basically in between rests, it will give me an extra 2 rounds of Inspire Courage, which is pretty good, but I don't know if it's amazing. That's part of the class. What's the debate on why lingering performance isn't actually amazing? It makes 1 round of performance 3. Yeah, but then what happens if the fight goes to 5 rounds? Whereas if you didn't have it and you didn't turn it off, you would have actually had lingering performance. You would have had Inspire Courage for all 5 rounds. You see what I'm saying? Like, you precast it, so it doesn't, and then you turn it off in round 1, so you get it for rounds 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, but I could have used that round to cast a daze, or do something else. So all you're doing is you're taking turns away from your bard, because you're trying to be cheap and save stacks when you're going to be resting anyway. Days won't work later. Okay, but there's other things that will work, right? Lingering is going to be good forever. Yeah, but I don't think it's good to start with, so I think it's going to be not good forever. At level 7 Bard, you can cast spells while starting a Bard. Okay, that's why it's good. Okay, so we've just found out why it's good. This would have been really helpful as the starting point. Like when I said, why is it good? Because toggling it on and off costs you a turn. And Kiriyama Maya, Maya, I think that's it, my apologies, has pointed out, at level 7, you can cast spells and start a bardic performance, which is something I cannot do now. So if I have to start a performance every 3 turns, because I'm trying to be tight-ass with my Inspire Courage stacks and toggle it on and off during combat, that costs me a turn on the bard every 3 rounds. Whereas at level 7, it will no longer cost me a turn every 3 rounds. That's why Inspire Courage is good. No, you don't have to keep performing each turn. That's not it, Cinefade. Like, maybe it is in tabletop, but in this game, you do not have to keep performing each turn. You perform it once, and it stays on free of turn until the combat ends or you turn it off. But if you want to turn it on during combat, it costs you a turn. That's why you pre-buff it and let it run. Whereas right now, lingering performance only gives me an extra 2 turns once it's running out. Then it's broken. Okay, it's broken. I'll agree with you. But that's what I'm saying, and that's how I've been playing the game, and why I'm saying it doesn't seem that good in this game right now, because I can precast Inspire Courage, and then I can do whatever I want, and Inspire Courage stays on. I don't have to recast it each turn. I don't have to cost a turn to keep it up. It just stays on in the background. I get to Inspire Courage for the whole fight and still keep playing, like casting anything else or shooting or whatever. Oh yeah, that's how many it'll last in total each day. I know that. Right, it'll run out if you run out of stacks. But if I'm trying, that's what I'm saying. If you're trying to be cheap right now and toggle it on and off, you'll get extra stacks out of it. But it will cost you a turn in combat to do that. Whereas I'd prefer to use her turn to do something, because the fights have been really close. You know, we've needed her to sometimes fire a bow or cast a Freebooter's Bane on someone, or I don't know, drop a grease. Like, we've needed everyone's turn to count every turn. So having to use one of those turns to recast Inspire Courage, you know, and we've never run out of it in key situations. We've always had stacks left when we have to rest because we've run out of all our other spells. Lingering lets you weave performances. No, because whenever you start another one, the effect of previous performance immediately ceases. Well, no, we can't return to this talk later on Cinefe because I might need to take something else later, or there might be a prerequisite. That's why you need to forward plan every time you build a character. You can't just be like, oh, I'll look at it later. Because you look at something later and like, oh, wow, I needed to have 10 stacks of this, or I'll get it now, it won't be effective. I think the benefit of it now is inconsequential. The extra 2 rounds I will get, because I'm not going to turn it off during combat, but it does increase the total number of stacks by 2. So if we do have a longer fight, we'll get an extra 2 rounds of it. Or if we take 2, like, I think we've got 16 stacks now. So assuming after level, let's just say we still have 16, we'd have 18 rounds. So we could have 2 9-round fights, and we won't run out at the end of the second fight. Forward planning and hindsight regretting? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's my thoughts, Scary, is that my only concern is this a prerequisite for something that I'm going to want to also have at level 7? Because at that case, I won't be able to take that. So we get like lingering performance, and then where's... Oh, I could just take extra performance. So right now, extra performance is doing way more than lingering does. Yeah, whiny midget's an integral part of this thing. I mean, or we take something... I mean, the only other thing I'd probably take might be, like, spell focus. Can I take that now? Not spell penetration, spell focus. Let's actually look at it. That's probably not bad very early in the game. Nah, she's been pretty good. I think actually on this difficulty she's really good. Like the Freebooter's Bane is like getting that extra attack roll in fights has been great. And she's done okay with the crossbow. I don't think we'd take a crossbow thing. I mean, the only other thing I really take would be Rapid Shot just for her auto attack, but that seems dumb. Like, she can be so much better than just auto attacking. That's kind of there for... I don't know, what is her auto attack there for? When I miss a round and don't assign her something. Yeah, I might just take extra performance. What am I waiting for? Yeah, extra performance is probably the gives us the greatest benefit for this level. When's the next time we get a feat? Level 7? That's when I take Lingering Performance. Yeah, let's take Extra Performance. That means I can just sing a lot more. Instead of trying to toggle the singing off 3 fights. Glitter dust? Where is it? Oh, that's right, because I've got 2 points in Freebooter, so I'd have to wait till 9 anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Man, that would have been so good a couple of times. I suppose that's how some of them work, though. I got taken. Well, I probably could still get web, and that'll be fine.